Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Mr. Bickham's Garden. Haven't done one in a while and I thought it'd be an opportune time to show you around the garden again. It is the 31st of December 2023 and I'm taking this video with my new Christmas present, my new GoPro 12, so I'm very excited. Hopefully it will give some good video for you as well and give you a real insight into what is happening in this garden at the moment. So let us get into it. Okay, so the usual things, you can see there's my there's one of the plum trees, and then looking over at this plum tree and you can see there are all these bags on here, and you may wonder, why has this plum tree got all of these bags on here? Well, they are there to protect the plums. And if you look down, right down here at the moment, you will see there are a whole lot of plums on the ground, and they are there because some rainbow lorikeets came into my garden and decided to have a feast on these plums. And other birds have also got into the plums as well, including blackbirds, and I think even some wattlebirds might have been having a go at them too. Anyway, so what I've done is I've tried to protect the plums that I can, and if you look up here you can actually see, for example, up there you can see where the beaks have gone in and nipped and eaten parts of the plum. So it can be a little bit annoying, but you know, I don't mind it too much. It's nice to have birds in the garden. Actually, I should show you something. Just coming back here, if we go up here and we look in this plum tree, and we'll zoom in a little bit and go through the leaves and go in there, and can you see there, that is a nest, and I reckon that is a nest for one of the blackbirds that has had babies in the backyard here. We tend to get them a little bit. There's also another nest that in my camellia tree out the front, and I think that nest was either for a blackbird or a wattlebird. We had a wattlebird on our jacaranda tree at the front, a baby wattlebird, and it had been there and is still there. It's been there for months and it just loves to have the flowers. So that is its home, and I'm sure at some point it will also have babies, and they will also live in our jacaranda tree for a while and have a good time. So anyway, I'll keep going on. The plum tree is not too bad. You can see the Satsuma. This has been a great plum tree, a very good producing plum tree ever since we pretty much put it in. A year or two after it was put in, it started to produce fruit, so it's been really good. Now I'm going to turn around and show you the lemon tree. And the lemon tree has been good. It was not going well for a while because what was happening was either a possum or a rat was coming along and literally getting into the lemons and just eating the rinds off the lemons. And it was really annoying, because what would happen is, and you can see I've actually covered some of the lemons here trying to stop it. I think the possum's gone away now, and I'll tell you why. Well, I think it's a possum. It would literally just eat the rind and then leave the fruit, the juice and the flesh inside, and let that drop onto the ground. So it was really annoying. But what I did was, I put, as you can see here, I bagged some of the lemons, and there was one down here, and I'm going to show you it. See that bag right there? There used to be a lemon in there. When I put the bag around that lemon, you can see what happened was the possum came along and it literally ate through the bag, and I think it ate some, well, it obviously ate some of the bag too, and I don't think it enjoyed eating the bag very much. And after that, the possum has no longer been coming to my lemon tree and eating all the lemons. So you can see here we now have lemons once again on the tree. They are unfortunately not ripe yet. We are getting some flowers as well, which is really good. But at least we're getting lemons and flowers again, because before this, the possum was eating all the lemons and it was eating all the flowers as well. All right, let us keep moving on. You've seen this before. It's a blood orange tree, and we've got a few blood oranges here. I wouldn't be surprised if actually the possum ate a lot of the blood oranges as well, and the flowers, because it's not producing as much as it did last year. Maybe it's just not producing this as much this year, who knows, but it didn't produce a lot. Over to the persimmon tree, and I've shown you this a number of times, and you can see here this is also a big success story in this garden, this persimmon tree. It has, though, if we look on the ground, I'll just go down here and show you, it's actually dropped a bit of its fruit. So I'm not too concerned about that, because it produces so much that the fruit that is on here, as you can see here and here, oh, there goes goes off. There was actually a rainbow lorikeet in there, in the tree. But anyway, getting back to the tree. So the fruit that's produced on this tree, it produces so much that I'm not concerned if it drops a bit. Any of the fruit that actually stays on there, well, in my mind anyway, I think it actually grows. The fruit grows bigger because there's less fruit for the tree to put its energy into. So those fruits that remain on the tree get huge. So they should be good. Once again, I reckon the birds, particularly the rainbow lorikeets, even the wattle birds, they go on here a little bit. They'll have a go at the persimmons, but down the bottom, they won't go down as much. So I don't mind if they take the top ones that much. Doesn't worry me whatsoever. But here is a highlight for this video and for the garden at this moment, and it is our avocado tree. And the avocado tree is going, let me tell you, it is going off. You've seen this before, and I've shown you one or two avocados that this tree has produced. However, this time, this year, at last, and this tree has been in the ground, we planted it, I think, around 10 years ago, and finally, and you can see here, it is producing and holding lots of fruit, lots of avocados. So we've got two there, we've got another one here, 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 here. If this avocado tree was going to drop the fruit, it would have dropped it already. They tend to drop it when they're quite small, you know, a couple of centimeters across. So the fact that these fruit are still on here means that they should stay on here for the rest of the summer. And I reckon we will get at least 10 or 12 this year, 10 or 12 avocados, and there's some in here too. If we go right in, you can see 10 or 12 avocados, and that is exciting. And it is also a lesson in persistence. I was literally thinking about cutting this tree down. Sorry, avocado, I shouldn't say that, you're wonderful. I was thinking of cutting it down and removing it and putting a new tree in because it wasn't producing anything. But it is finally doing that, and at last we're going to have lots of avocados, and we're not going to have to worry about buying them from the market for a while. Okay, now let us keep going, and I'm going to show you a few other new things that I've put into the garden. So I'm going to move us around here. There's a frangipani. Had that for a very long time. Now this is, I think, if you look at the two bean shoots down here, I'll move out of the way. They are red beans, and they are an heirloom red bean, and I've got some others that I've put in as well. These ones just sprouted up by themselves, and I thought, well, I'll see if they grow, and I might leave them in there, but I think it's a bit too hot. They're not getting a lot of moisture. You'll see in a sec, I'm going to show you some other ones that I've put in a pot, and they're growing a lot better. These ones, though, it was a bit of an experiment, and I thought, see how they go. They're struggling a little bit. I might give them a week or so more and see how they go. If not, I think I'll just mow this, because I actually have to use, I need this frame for some of the other seedlings that I've put in, which I'm going to show you in a sec. So let us keep going. Here's the herb garden as usual. I've actually put in some more parsley seeds down here. There's our thyme. There's the oregano. There's a little bit of it here. It's growing back. It's good. That's sage. That's rosemary. And if I move back a little bit, you can see the wonderful tamarillo and this is going to be a bumper crop as well. You can see them in there, no problems. There'll be lots of fruit on this year, just so long as none of the birds take them, or a rat. We've got a rat around here too, likes to eat things, and they get a bit of a taste for fruit and tamarillos. And it was something was eating the tamarillos last year or earlier this year when they'd all ripened up. So anyway, I'll have to keep an eye on this. You can see I've framed it, and I think I've spoken about this before. If you don't have a frame here, some supports, then the fruits get so heavy on the branches that the branches will snap and fall off, and I don't want that to happen, so that's why I put these bamboo supports, this bamboo frame here. All right, let us now just move down to the side of the driveway, and I've actually put in a whole lot of pots with various seedlings. Let's just have a look at those now. So first up here, if we go down, and you can see here, these Lebanese cucumbers, I've just put them in a couple of weeks back in this pot here, and I think I'm going to have to put some sort of frame behind these cucumbers so they can grow up it. I was thinking about putting some chicken wire supported by some bamboo poles so that these cucumber vines can, go right up it and get supported by it. In this pot here, some snow peas, and hopefully they will break through the straw soon. You can see in this pot down here, the smaller seedlings down there, they are snow peas. This here is a tomato plant. You can see that just grew by itself, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about the other tomato plant that's grown. And the other vines we have here, these are red beans, okay? And they're an heirloom variety, and you can see these are like exactly the same as the ones that I showed you before in growing up from the grass in the backyard. These ones I've put into the pot, and you can see once they're growing well and they've got their moisture, they'll grow very, very quickly, so they'll zoom up very quickly. And I will have to also probably put some chicken wire or something else at the end, at the top of this frame, because they are going to go right above here. They grow really well, and they produce a lot too, so that's why I put them in. And then this is actually a camellia here, and out the bottom of the camellia, if you look right down the bottom, this just grew by itself, this tomato plant, and I think it is a Tommy-Toe, a cherry tomato. And it literally just grew out of the bottom here. If you can maybe you can see under here. Yeah, there it is. Just under there, it sprouted out from the bottom of the hole in the tub here. And I thought, let's just see how it goes. And it's actually gone really well. So we've got heaps of tomatoes here. We've got another lot up here as well. And I didn't plant it, it just grew by itself. And I thought, let's just go with it and see how it goes. This is the apple tree, which I've spoken about before. It was a wonderful gift from some Revolution students a couple of years back. It's still going well. It did have an apple on it, but it dropped the apple, unfortunately. Grew one last year and it was delicious. Hopefully I will probably have to wait for next year, but I did repot this apple tree because it needed more space, and you can see here it's in a bigger pot. I'll put some straw down and so forth in order to help it get through. And then this is my mandarin tree, and this mandarin tree used to be out the front, and like the pot over there before with the tomato plants just growing wild, this also has a tomato plant that's just growing wild out of it, and that came from some compost that I bought from Bunnings. So whoever made the compost must have had tomato seeds in there, and that's just grown up by itself. I'm just going to leave it, and we'll see what sort of tomato grows out of, or what sort of tomatoes this tomato plant produces. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a tomato or a cherry tomato again, but we'll see. Anyway, it's exciting stuff. So this is my garden. I hope you are having a wonderful Christmas holidays, and I shall produce another video on Mr. Bickham's garden probably in a couple of months' time, when we can see all of the ripe fruits and the ripe vegetables. So anyway, hope you all are doing well, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.